Good evening. It is January 6th, 2015. This is our 60th show. Very excited. As you can see, we have a skeleton crew tonight. It's just me and my guest, and it's because the DOE is on vacation, and I didn't know this. But we're very happy to be here. And with me tonight is Patricia Louis, who is the school librarian at Aliamanu Elementary School, and she's going to talk about augmented reality apps that she's tried in the classroom, and I'm really anxious to know all about it. Anything to add about yourself, Patty?
No, I've been at Aliamanu for a very long time at the elementary level, so a lot of what I'm going to share can be adapted to secondary, but a lot of the apps are for the elementary level because that's the clientele I work with.
Awesome.
Okay.
So first of all, before we start, now I've read a little bit about augmented reality, and there are different versions, I guess you would call, of it. So you're talking about, tell us what you're into as far as augmented reality goes.
Okay, so basically, sorry, I'm moving things around on my screen so I can see my presentation. According to the dictionary's version, augmented reality is using some sort of technology overlay to view new information on a mobile device of some sort. So you would have an image of some sort. You'd use either a tablet or a phone, a smartphone, to access the image and access this extra information and resources that are overlaid onto the image. And the overlays can be a video clip, it can be text, but what is really fun and what has gotten me very excited is a 4D component to this. So it's not like you're just reading a text or anything. You're actually, some of the features look like a game actually, and you can participate in that type of manner. So so that's kind of what I'm talking about. So just some background. I started to, I saw this. Sorry.
Sorry, we had a little glitch, so I didn't hear you for a second. But Patty, Holly Gates is here. Yay, Holly! Thanks for coming, Holly. Holly's on vacation, and she came. The skeleton crew is not so skeleton anymore. Yay! Holly's from Haiku School, still on vacation. She's an elementary ed, so definitely would be interested.
Yes.
Take a picture. Yeah. Thanks for coming, Holly.
Well, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, good. I'm trying to get things turned on.
Awesome. Patty was just starting to talk about augmented reality and a definition, which is basically, if I got it right, Patty, it's overlay of information where you can access via a mobile app. And the kind of augmented reality, so that includes QR codes, for instance. But the
something similar.
But more than that. So go ahead. Patty.
Yes. So some of a lot of the apps that I'm going to be talking about are free. Right now, they're free. But you never know what's going to happen in the future, because this is an area that has, I first saw it this summer, in 2014, when I was at the ISTE conference. And I had not attended the ISTE conference. I had skipped it the year before. So I felt kind of a little bit lost because it's a huge conference. But when I went to see this session, they were demonstrating this. And so the whole audience of 1,000 people in this one session was oohing and eyeing, and immediately I could see the application because they were demonstrating some of the different apps. So that's kind of what I'm going to do today. But because I don't have access to showing you a video device like a iPad that's connected to a projector, that's ideally how you would do it. I'm going to show clips of the different types of things and kind of explain it as we go along. So for the lower elementary level, one of the apps that they shared with us is this one called AR Flashcards. Okay, now I need to. Can we share?
You can screen share. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, because
okay,
I want to
so
show
this.
Left. Okay, left. Screen share.
Okay, so go to the left.
Okay. And just click on desktop.
And get
Is that
the green rectangle? No, click on. You're still in the black. You're still in your Hangout now. The Hangout screen. Hover. Remember, we found the Hangout toolbox on the left. So go to that same bar, but above it is a green rectangle with a white arrow. So click on that once.
Okay.
And then what will happen is, if you have several screens on, it'll ask you which screen do you want to share. So you're going to choose the one that you want to share. Click on it.
My desktop.
And it might ask for permission.
Okay. You are screen sharing. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so I'm gonna change now. Tell me if you can see the screen. This one. Can you see it?
I can see a video.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so this is actually AR flashcards. And like I said before, with augmented reality, you need some sort of trigger device, and you need a mobile device. And the trigger device is usually an image of some sort. So as you can see, and just this still right now, you see all these letters. Okay, so you go to the website, you can download all the letters, you're going to have to print it out for free, and this is what it looks like.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to stop it right now so you get the idea. But actually, so when you scan the image, an animal pops up. And with this, because there's music in this particular video, you can't hear it. The image sometimes talks to you. Like with the letters, it'll say, alligator, ah. So for the little people, as they're learning to read and their letters, you know, this is a wonderful application. They have letters. Now they have, I think, an outer space series of cards, and I think colors as well. So so as you can see, it's very interactive, and the children they can manipulate. When the image comes up, they can manipulate the image as well. So so that is AR flashcards. Okay. Now, the next one is called coLAR. Okay, and what this is was developed by a company down in, I think, down in New Zealand or Australia, down there somewhere. And what it is coloring pages. They have a series of coloring pages, and you color the coloring pages, and then when you use your mobile device and you activate the image will come alive, just like how in the other one, but it will again move, it will talk, it will do all kinds of wonderful things. So here, let me start it.
Wow. Like it comes out of the page, right?
Yes, yes. So this is the child's coloring.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to stop it. So they have a whole series of pages. Some of the pages are free, some of the pages are not. They have different sets, and because it was developed down in the South Pacific, in Australia or New Zealand, a lot of their pages that they're creating have to do with their educational system. So they have a set of pages called Animals of New Zealand or Mammals of New Zealand or things like that. But what they're starting to come up with are a whole bunch of other things. And how I use this with one particular class, my second grade class, I wanted to test it out. So it was around Halloween. So I downloaded the page and I modified it. So as you can see in this image, it's the whole page. What I did was I shrank the image a bit, and I had some work that the children had to do. So we took the Halloween image, it was all pumpkins, and we did a lesson on researching pumpkins and how did the tradition of carving pumpkins come to be for Halloween. So we researched that as a class. They did a small writing, and then they colored the picture, and we did this. And the students were very, very excited, you know. And they just did another one, and it is of the cell, the animal cell membrane. And it has the picture of the animal cell, and you can do all of, you know, the different parts is labeled, and, you know, you can use it. So it's not only for fun, it's for learning as well, you know. So that was coLAR, okay? So another one for the elementary, the lower elementary one is this one here. I'm going to change it right now. This is called Disneynature. And this is put together by Disney companies. So the graphics, the music, everything is fabulous. And this actually went with earlier this last year, Disney released a movie called Bears, and the app went along with them. So this is what it looks like.
Whoa.
So with this particular app, there's a lot of fun games, but there's recap at the beginning, at the end, and it talks about the different animals. You know, so the children are learning about that particular animals. Unfortunately, these are the only animals that are available right now. But with my first graders, they do study animals, and a lot of these animals are the animals that they study. So we took them on a nature hike using the iPads in small groups, and they had to go explore. So they used the games, and they learned something as they were going through it, because they would also part of the game, it talks about the different animals, how you do things, and it talked about the kids were very excited when they were trying to view like the monarch butterfly, and they could hardly see, and they were starting to ask questions about, but how do they know, you know, where the nectar is? But because they can hardly see where they're going, you know, not like our vision, you know, so they're making connections. So this particular app is really good for that. But like I said, some of the downfall is that it just has these particular animals, but it did a fabulous job of engaging the students. My students could not wait to become involved with this, you know, and they didn't want to leave once we, you know, it's time is over, we have to go back to class, you know, but they really, really enjoyed it. Now another app that is on the similar with animals, a lot of companies now, as I was researching the augmented reality in commercial resources, a lot of zoos, what they're doing now is they're utilizing this technology for their people that come to the zoo to visit the zoo. So what Zoo Atlanta did, they hired the company, and this is called Zookazam, and what they do is when you're in the zoo, you scan the images with their logo, and different things happen. So like this one, as you can see, the lion pops out, and there you are standing with the lion. You know, and the trigger a lot of times is the logo, but for this particular one, there is the grass, and with the Zookazam resources, they have a light version. There's one animal that explores it into depth, and there is paid version. I think it's $2.99 per app. And they have a whole bunch of other animals that you can go and explore. But the Zoo Atlanta one is free, but you just need to have, you have to have the images, the target images, so that you can access all the underlying resources that are available through this particular app. Okay, so those are kind of the lower L apps that you can use with the children. Some of the the apps for the older children are, this is the one they showed us at first. Now, most school libraries, they have a copy of the Guinness World Book of Records, and it's very, very popular. The kids all love it. I had the book, and I had no idea that it had augmented reality. It was in my collection until I watched the demo. So let me just show you what this is. So the triggers for the Guinness Book of Records are the pictures in the book, and it's not every picture, it's selected pictures. So this is what it looks like. So he snapped on a picture, and the image came out. You can manipulate the image, okay? That's the shortest lady in the world, you know, and it will talk to you. You can take a picture. You can do all of these things as well. And with each edition, I think from 2012, they started this. So all of the books from 2012 to the present have these images or video, and sometimes it's video as well that's embedded in here. I noticed with the 2015 issue of the Guinness book, it was much more difficult to access. The 2013 and 14 issues were much easier. You just aim the device and the images come up. But with the newest version, they added more complicated features, so it was harder for the students to manipulate, even for some of the adults to try and figure out how to access the targeted images and the resources behind the targeted image. And I think part of it too is that this is a business, so they want you. They said you get so many free with the 2015 issue. If you want more of the images, you have to again pay. So this is where, you know, it's free but not really. It's becoming more of a commercial.
So this is an app that goes with the book?
Yes. So the Guinness, if you go to the App Store for either Android or for Apple, look for, and it depends on which version of the book you have, because I downloaded all of the apps from 2011 to go with each of the books, and they're all free. But I think it was the 2015 that they started to say if you wanted more, you had to pay for, you know, more. You can download the app for free and get a basic, you know, so many images for free, and then more. If you want more, you pay the additional cost. And so that means you can only access it with the device that you paid for. You know, so that part gets kind of tricky, especially in the schools, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, but you know, the kids love this. I had what I did this fall was I put a lot of these resources. I wanted to start exploring with the children, so I had a day and I invited selected classes, and we had a big hands-on display area. I trained the children, certain children, to handle the devices and to share with their classmates as they came through. So I had, you know, monitors that handled the devices, and the kids explored as we went through. So the Guinness was very, very popular. And the next one I'm going to show you too, this is the one that I found on my own. This is called Popar Toys. And this company, let me tell you, is very hard to get the materials, because it comes out of, I think it comes out of Arizona. And here in Hawaii, we did not have access. So I ordered it through Amazon, and the shipping to Hawaii was very astronomical. Luckily, I was on the mainland, so I had it shipped to me there. But I couldn't find it direct here at a store or anything. So basically, it's like the Guinness, but it's to the nth degree. So let me just show you. Okay.
Wow.
So what I did, I started off with the books that had obvious content. So the planets, the ocean, and then slowly I started to add. And then so I also bought the chart because then more students can access it because it's bigger, you know. But that would be something I would use in instruction that couldn't be loaned out. So, but you need to have, again, you need to have the device. As you saw on the video clip, you can manipulate the image once it comes to life. So the planets, you can turn it around, you can spin it around and look at it at different angles. So it's more than just you're watching, you're a participant in this as well. So that's for Popar Toys. So hopefully, you know, now that it's becoming more popular, we'll be able to find it, you know, available more readily than, you know, than just getting it directly from them. But the kids love this. They love playing with all the planets, you know, and that was an area that our students study heavily in 3rd and 4th grade. So so that was Popar Tools. Okay. Now this other one is for really, it can be for upper elementary or it can be for secondary. Now, I think in 6th grade, they study the periodic table of elements. And this particular app, this is free. It's made by, it's created by DAQRI. And DAQRI is creating a lot of different types of these for augmented reality resources. So so what you do is it has these wooden blocks, and it doesn't have to be wooden because the wooden blocks you would purchase from them. You can use the paper blocks, and they're going to demonstrate this. You go to the website, you print out the paper blocks, you have to assemble it, and then you access all the 40 things that are available in it.
You know we don't have sound, right, Patty?
Okay, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure you knew that. Because it's a YouTube, they don't. For some reason, it doesn't come. Well, I know it's.
Okay, so I'll turn off the sound so I know,
Or you
because I
can-
can explain it. So as you see, you have the box, and then you put the box, and the element appears in the box. So that's bromium, I think, and then the element appears in the box. And then so you can manipulate it, you can measure it, you can do all kinds of things with it. And what you can also do is you can combine boxes to see what they create. So you can combine hydrogen and oxygen, and you see when you combine the boxes, it will create the element of water. So the students, I tried this with a 6th grade class, and so this one is gold. So anyway, so they have all of these elements, and they can start manipulating them to see what it looks like, to measure it, and without actually having them. So he's going to combine now. Oops. And so the new element appears. Okay, so that's what this particular app does. This is for the periodic table of elements. It doesn't have all of the elements, but it does have, I think they have 8 or 9 boxes, so there's quite a bit of it. Now, with the same company, there is also another resource with anatomy. So when students are studying the anatomy and the heart, let me just play it for you so you can see. This one, there's no sound. Okay, so you need the paper trigger, and the body appears, and you get to control it by this with this tube down here. You click on it, it shows the different circulatory system, the urinary system, and you can zoom in to explore it in depth. And they've said that they've actually had, it depends on the size of the paper. You can make it life size if you have a big enough target image. Okay, so you can look at all of this. I'm going to stop this one because the next one is, this is really cool. This is the heart. Okay, and here you can actually see and hear the beating of the heart. Inside, you can turn it around, you can explore it in depth without having, you know, it's like a living heart is a model of the heart. So these are some of the apps for at the secondary level. This last one here that I'm going to show you right now is called Aurasma. And Aurasma is used to create your own resources. So it's let me just play this for you so you can kind of see what it looks like. So she's using the target is her poster, and then she's going to scan it. And then things start to appear. You know, it looks like 4D, and I'm going to stop it right here. But how I used this was I didn't have all the 3D stuff coming out. I used the image as a link to something else. So, for example, when I had my book fair, I created a flyer, and because I didn't want this to go all over the place, I created a special flyer for the book fair that was specifically for my school, and I had 2 students. They did an impromptu puppet show promoting the book fair. So when you saw like how this image appeared, the video clip of the kids appeared. And so I'm planning to use this to take off on this idea and use it promoting the Nene Award. So I've already talked to the students, my upper grade students in grades 5 and 6, and I told them that if they have one of the Nene books that they really want they really loved and they want the kids to vote for it, that they have to do a short video clip that includes a writing piece, and they will access it through here. So I'll have all the books in the library. I'll have a display that one day, and they'll come in with different video, either iPads or phones, and if they don't have them, they can use what we have at school, and they can watch the different clips from the different books, you know, and to decide, you know, okay, I want to read that book. That promo sounded really good, you know, and so that's what I'm kind of looking at. I told one of our teachers about this particular app because it's very easy. It's 1, 2, 3. That's basically it. You get your target, you get your output that you want, whatever it is you want, and you link the two. You link the image to the target, and that's kind of it. And so I shared this with one of the teachers, and what one of the teachers did was during parent-teacher conferences, she had the children, and this was in the 2nd grade, she had the children write 5 different descriptions of themselves and put it up on a poster. And the poster at the top, it was closed doors. Okay, so the parent had to go ahead and read the descriptors, open the doors, and that would have been a self-portrait of the child. Okay, what they then did was they scanned the image, and their child popped out and said, "Yes, you're correct. It's me." You know, and so the parents were so excited. The students were so excited. You know, trying to get that engagement for the kids, you know, and that's what a lot of this does. It makes learning fun and exciting for the kids, so the child wants to do this. So I had, even when I went around at the end, right before we went out on break, and told the kids that I was going to do this, I had a lot of kids who came into the library, borrowed the books because they said, "I'm going to do this." And some of them said, "You know what, I already know which book. I read several of them. I want to do this book. I'm going to come in and sign up when we get back from school." So, you know, this is a way to really engage the children, get them excited and want to learn something, you know, as opposed to sometimes things can be very static, you know. Like I told you, when I had the children doing the Disneynature one, they couldn't wait. We were outside for an hour with little 6-year-olds, you know, and they were so excited. They couldn't wait, and they couldn't wait to share what they had learned once it was done. You know, they couldn't wait to go tell their parents what they had done. You know, and when I did the with some of the books, some of the kids came and asked me, "Where did you get that from? I'm gonna tell my mom. I'm gonna go buy it. I'm gonna save my allowance so I can go get the Guinness Book of World Records." You know, they're excited and they want to do it. You know, so and that's why, you know, this is so much fun.
Fantastic. Cool. Are you good?
Are you there?
Yes, I am. I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh. Did I lose you?
No, we're right here.
We're here.
Oh,
We're
okay.
here.
Sorry. Okay.
No
So I
problem.
don't know. I muted the sound, so I guess I didn't hear you. Okay.
That's
So
fine.
okay.
Are you finished screen sharing?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and click on the upper left to unscreen share. Click on that same button so we can see your face.
Okay. Okay, come back here. No, that's not it. Click on the green book.
Upper left of the
Okay, I
bar.
have to go back. Okay, I have to go back to the. Okay, here we are. Okay. Okay, stop screen sharing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There we go. There you
Okay.
are.
Sorry if I didn't hear you. I had the sound turned down. That's why.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That was fantastic. So there's lots of good feedback from the parents and the kids.
Yes. Yes, they're very excited, and they want to try it. So that's why I want to, find different types of things. So some of the apps that I shared are ones that I've already tried and used with the students, but there are so many other resources out there. DAQRI is another company. They did the elements and they did the anatomy apps, but they also have a way to do sort of like the Aurasma. You can make your own, but I haven't gotten to that level yet. I can do simple shares like the one with Aurasma, and it's called auras. You do these different auras, but I haven't tried that yet. And let's see, I'm trying to think about what else. And I also have, let's see, I'm looking at my phone. That's where I keep most of them. There is one called Pixar Floors, and what that will let you do is, I haven't tried it yet, but the students can storyboard out completely a video game, and it will animate it for you and create the game for you. So yeah,
And
I know
you put these links on the show notes, right?
Yes, I didn't do this
Okay.
one. That one, the floors. I just didn't have a chance to try it. So but I thought that would be, for your kids, especially like for your secondary kids who love gaming, and you can integrate content. You can do a social studies, a science unit that they have to develop a game for.
Wow.
And that particular app will let you, as long as it's not really complicated, it will put it together for you.
What's the name of it again?
It's called, let's see, Floors. Wait, not Pixar as in the company Pixar.
Another
Pixel Press. Pixel Press, and it's called Floors.
Like FLOORS?
RS, yes.
Okay. I'm
So,
going to have to check that out. That sounds really cool.
Yes, so there's tons of things. And so when I was starting to look at all of this, I started to go hunting and searching online, and then I found an augmented reality Google group for education. So it's all full of educators. And so people are sharing and posting. And sometimes there are commercial people too that, are developing the apps. So they want to know what we're looking for. So this is it's a good time to tell them, well, we need this, it needs to be able to do this, because I think augmented reality has been in the commercial world for a few years now. There, as far as ads, having doing to promote whatever it is, but it's slowly starting to come into the education world. So I think it's going to take off in a big way relatively soon. People are starting to use it, and they're starting to share how they're using it with the students. So that's
How many
exciting.
tablets do you have in your library?
I have one, just mine, the one that was given to me. So that's kind of it. So what we had, the leadership team had 5. So, I mean, we had a total of 5 total. So I went and borrowed them all from the leadership team. So we couldn't do individual. This was all groups. So yes, we don't have. So schools that have lots of iPads and things, you're very fortunate because you can use them with very small groups.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I brought my personal one too. So just because I needed, when I had the class of 20, I had to get my hands on as many as I could, and as many adults to lead the children as well.
Oh, okay. How big is your school?
Right now, our enrollment has decreased, but we have 670 students.
And what's the grades?
K to 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you the only staff member, library staff member there, or do you have help?
I have a library assistant, so she does all my clerical things, so I can do these things. Because managing all of this is a lot. It's a lot. You know, I have to go, and when we did the Disneynature activity walk with the students, that took a lot of planning. You know, I had to download all the apps. I had to train all the adults who are going to be helping, and then and then we had to divide all the kids in groups and do all of that. So it was a lot of prep and a lot of work. But when you see the kids' faces and you listen to the conversations, because we had students, I had students in one of the classes, and you could tell this was a very articulate little boy. He told me, he said, "Miss Louis, this particular student, she has a really hard time in class. She has a hard time focusing, but she was really paying attention when we were doing that." And I said, "Yes, can you please tell your teacher that?" You know, and I know this one particular child does. You know, she has the attention span of about 30 seconds. You know, so it's very difficult. You know, so it was a very engaging time for all of us.
Wow. And how long is your time period do you have with the students?
Well, it all depends. That was a special session that I had scheduled for them. So I had we had about an hour, and the teacher allowed us to take that time. And so we were out in the field. It was we were in a section of the field that it usually is recess, but they didn't have recess, so we had a huge field that we could take the kids out.
Nice.
That is amazing. You're doing cool things there. You've always done cool things, Patty. I
like to play.
Going to the conferences. Who's going to be presenting? It's Patty. Because Patty does all kinds of cool things and is so excited about it, which is really, you know, what makes it. Your enthusiasm, I'm sure, rubs off on the kids and the teachers.
Thank you.
It's very, very cool.
Fun. It's very fun.
Yeah. I was thinking, you know, I'm off of the hassle, trying to get off of the hassle editing newsletter thing, but that would be a cool article for the newsletter.
Yes, actually, Vi is writing one, and so she drafted a letter for the newsletter, an article for the newsletter. And I have to go get clearance from the kids, because what we did was we were able to take, you know, like how that was in the Disney app picture, they had the people with the animal. We did that with the kids. So we just have to get clearance from the parents so that we can publish that. So yes, that's going to come out shortly.
Yeah, that actually brings up the elementary ed, you know, dilemma of making sure that it's okay with the parents, because that's critical. And I know Dr. Harada always does that according to as it should be, so that's good.
Don't you have that form that goes out at the beginning of the year that they have to sign and get permission for their we have one that it goes out at the same time, one for internet, permission to use the internet, and then the other one is the AUP, and then the other one is permission for their photograph to be used or video to be used. That goes out supposed to go out at the beginning of the year.
Yes, no, we have those as well, but it's just that when we're going to do something a little bit extra like this, we just want to be very careful. So what I did was...
you make a special one?
Yes.
Oh.
No, so this one, for example, because I also wrote an article for our school newsletter about this, and I wanted to, again, publish the picture, so I called the parents, and I got at least, you know, even though, and the teacher had told me, they all have clearance, and I said, okay, but I just want to inform them so they're not surprised when a picture of their child appears in the school's newsletter, you know, so yes, so we do.
They probably want to get, they probably like that.
Yes. No, some of them were very excited, oh, you're going to be in the newsletter. I said yes. So
yeah, usually that's the case. They're excited, and usually a verbal I mean, with the high school kids, it says, is it okay if I do this? And they're good with it. But yeah, with elementary, you have to be more careful for sure.
Yes, yes, definitely. Yes.
Neat. Well, I'm excited. I'm glad there's going to be something in the newsletter for excuse me about it. So that's
Yes.
I must confess, I'd never even heard of augmented reality.
I
had no clue what this was going to be about. I just assumed it had to do with computers. That's as close as I could get.
No, it was. I was surprised too when I went to that session and the presenter just started showing all these different things, and it was just very exciting because then the teacher part, right, the librarian part is thinking, how can I apply this? How can I apply this? You know, so.
Yeah. It's awesome. And you don't have them. You have to arrange with the teacher, right? You can't just say, oh, I'm going to do this today. It takes a lot of planning.
Yes.
Even do it. Yeah. So speaking about that, do you have any tips for getting teachers excited?
Well,
how to approach them, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, okay, I'll tell you what I did. At the beginning of the year, I always ask my administrator, my principal, if I can do like a short in-service to, one of the teacher days at the beginning of the year on the resources that we have, because I really want the teachers to use them with the students. And so this year, I included some of this, and I did a demo, a live demo with my iPad and hooked up to the projector so they could all see. And that got them kind of excited. And so some of the teachers, like some of my teachers for the older students, my 5th and 6th grade, they approached me right away and they said, I want you to do that for my kids. Can we arrange something? So that started some of that. With the younger ones, and also when I did my demonstration, when I had that one day where I had set up that live hands-on display, I invited all the teachers to stop by. So it was one day I closed the library down, and I set up that display, and I had classes coming through. And I invited all of the teachers to stop by during recess, on their lunch hour, or whatever time, or even after school, to come and observe. And so those teachers that stopped by, I offered them. So the elementary teachers that came by, I said, okay, we just finished a unit. What do you think? I'll do this. I'm willing to do this for your class. And they're all very excited. So a lot of times you're going to have to do it for them, but once you do it for them, some teachers might ask you every year to come back and do it again and again. Some teachers will, once you do it for them, they can do it on their own, so
okay.
Sometimes it's a tease, and so and you have to know your teachers very well. Like that 2nd grade teacher, she was on maternity when I did the presentation, and I just saw her in the lunchroom, and I said, oh, I know she's a very techie teacher, and she could figure it out and do it on her own. So I told her about it. I talked about the app, and she did it. She did everything on her own, and then so she called me, and I said, I want to see, and so I went and she showed me, what they did, and she talked to me about. She said, no, I didn't I used my device and I left it there so the parents could use it because it was just testing. But she said, I want to try to use this. She said, we're doing a habitat project in the 3rd quarter. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change how we did our habitat project, and I'm going to do this. Because you can see already how the children can, they can build things, and then they can record things and make, all of what they learned about their different habitats. So
amazing.
This is an exciting way of learning. It's learning by playing, so
that's the best way.
Yes.
How many years did you say you're at Aliamanu? Or how many years have you been a librarian?
Okay, I've been a librarian for 25 years. I've been a school librarian for 18 years.
Oh.
Yes.
All at Aliamanu?
No. So 17 is at Aliamanu. I was 1 year at Kahalu Elementary in Windward, Oahu. So, but most of my years have been, and Aliamanu is a military school, very transient, so it has been, but the kids are always kids are kids, you know, they're excited, and as long as you engage them, they're willing to try, which is very, you know, it makes it exciting for all of us.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think too the teachers have you've been there long, and they have come to you know that you'll be there to support them and have exciting things to do. So your passion definitely, I know, has a lot to do with it. That's
yes, I do
really
love it.
yes, yeah. It shows. I see you glowing. Very good. Any other questions or comments, Holly, about?
No, I'm just amazed at this and just would love to get more information on it. I mean, to just hear, oh, go get the apps is just like, yeah, but.
Yeah, no, you have to, I would suggest that you think about what it is you want to try first, because like everything, I wouldn't try all. I found out about this in July of 2014, and by when we went back to school, I had already played with some apps, and I could do a halfway decent job at a presentation for my staff. But you have to figure out what it is you want first, you know, and how it fits into what your teachers need, what your students need. And so like with my students, because I work heavily with my lower grade teachers, that's why the animal apps, I started to search and hunt, and I watch YouTube videos, and then I read and I try to play, and my phone is all full because the apps take a lot of space, so I have to go use my iPad, you know, and sometimes it's just a matter of that. And I was very fortunate too, because I had a student teacher this year, so I would tell her, let's try this, and she would go and figure it out. You know,
nice.
So she was the one that figured out how to do the Aurasma, and she taught me how. So, and then we started to brainstorm how to do this, you know, and so it was very much a collaboration. But just to give you a heads up, and I know you're all on Maui, but next year, Vi recruited me to do her conferences for HASL, so we're going to do 2 conferences, and our themes are going to be something to do with learning as playing. So this whole idea of doing gaming, this interacting and gaming and maker spaces, all of that is something we're going to be looking at. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yes.
Well, we're going to do a show, and this is the first time I've mentioned it to anybody else. I haven't even talked to Michelle about it, but I invited Robert Provenost, who has won some awards for makerspaces. So he's going to come on in the end of January. So that'll be really interesting.
What is makerspace?
It's basically making a space where people can make. I know that sounds dumb, but
that's very confusing.
And there's no. It's just basically making for the sake of making. So it could be crafts.
Oh.
It has been the trend now, or the buzz is to have it with 3D printing and lots of electronics and that sort of thing. But it's also making, as in wood shop, that sort of thing. So there's been a lot of hype about having maker spaces in libraries, because they're the kind of the place where people tend to think of things happening that no grade is attached to. You know, it's basically a place where people can come and do stuff. Legos are big.
Oh yes.
Legos. Yeah.
That's assuming that your library is bigger than one room. Tiny room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Itsy room.
Right. Well, the way I have it set up, we can talk about another time, but the way I have drop-in maker events, because I don't have, I mean, I have a big room, but it's taken up. But so I have lunchtime kinds of spurts of maker space stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole big thing. That'd be cool to.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Really
yes,
fun.
I'm going to be trying the Lego soon, so we'll
awesome.
see.
Yeah. There's lots. They just say, just start, you know. Do it whatever, like you did, decided what your community needed for the augmented reality. That's what with Makerspace, whatever your community needs. Yeah. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, Patty, for coming on, and Holly.
Sure.
Holly too. Yeah, really appreciate it. I hope more librarians will come up, and present. I mean, this is a great way to get the word out. And you
There's a
can
lot of great stuff.
I know. And Patty, now you can see I've been on there. It's not bad. In fact, it was maybe kind of fun.
Yeah.
And look, now we have a resource about augmented reality that people can go back to. I mean, it's just amazing. So yeah, try to persuade people to come on, or to have them give me their names, and I'll try to get them to come on.
Yes. No, there's a teacher, there's a teacher at Makalapa. I'm going to be trying to see if I can get her. What
would she talk about?
Her whole thing is gaming.
Okay.
And she does all this, and she's a teacher. She's a 6th grade teacher. And so I want to get her to do at the conference because she is so awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I talked to her, and all the things she's doing, it's amazing.
That sounds great.
You say gaming, what exactly do you mean?
I mean using Minecraft to teach content area. Using different types of games online games to teach the different contents. So, yeah. So to teach math.
Like video games?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we had, do you know Shane Asselstein?
Mm-hmm.
He also does Minecraft too. It'd be cool to have both of them on.
Yeah.
Well, he's been on, but yeah. Yeah, ask the teacher. We won't say what her name is until you ask her.
Okay. Yes, no, I just started to put feelers out today. So I said, no, I want her to come and present because she's so awesome, when we do the conference. So so I said, I just have to. My contact said, yes, I think she'd be willing to. She's so excited and she's so into it. I said, all right.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah.
All righty. We're headed toward the top of the hour, unless anybody has anything interesting to add. Thanks again for coming, Patty and Holly. Sure. And we will see you next week. Next week will be, I believe, Hour of Code Part 2. Michelle has couple people coming on. So it's going to be, actually, I think it's going to be someone, I think, I don't want to name names. Someone from, never mind. I better not say it out loud. Okay. But there'll be a couple people from different schools who'll be talking about how they did Hour of Code. Very exciting.
Okay. Oh, sounds good.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So we shall say aloha for now. Thanks for coming. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Uh-huh.